So, 3 years ago today, January 20th, I made the absolute worst decision of my life. 3 years ago. And what was that decision, you may be asking? It was the stupid idea to get married. Yeah, 3 years ago, I decided to end my life. And right after I signed that marriage contract, when I lifted the pen up, I didn't know it at the time, but I had just signed all my rights away as a man. And I didn't know what I was getting into. Just like most men who jump into marriage, usually they're manipulated into marriage. Most men don't want to be married, but they want to make their woman happy, so the woman nags them into marriage. And I'm telling you, if you get nagged into a marriage you don't want to be a part of, you will be nagged throughout the entire marriage itself, because the foundation of your marriage was nagging. That's how she got you in it to begin with. So that's how she'd keep you in it, is to nag, nag, nag. Now thank God I've been divorced now for, I'd say, 6 months. And I have my life back. I have my free time back. I have my sanity back. I have my money back. I have my house back. I much more rejoiced on my divorce day than on the wedding day. And I'm thinking about it too. After I got married, it took 7 days for marriage regret to set in. Marriage regret. It's kind of like buyer's regret, where you buy a thing and a few days later you feel you shouldn't have bought it, blah, blah. But with marriage, it's like you bought it, now you're stuck with it, and now you got to deal with it. And it was 7 days afterward, like a pile of bricks hit me, and it's like, what the hell did I just do to my life? Here I am, I got married when I was 33. So up to age 33, limited long-term relationships, no kids, with no bitches, so I ain't got to pay no child support. And then what do? My dumb ass goes and marries a woman who had 3 kids. Well, actually, she had 4 kids, but she was dumb when she was 16 and signed her rights away to the 4th kid. But when she moved in with the 3 kids, I was living with 4 kids because the actual kids were better behaved than their mother. So what a stupid mistake I made. And I'm letting you know, don't get married. It's not, unless you're a woman, a marriage will not benefit you. Now there's a lot of MGTOW red pill content creators out there who have never made the mistake of being married. And I salute you guys out there. Don't ever make that mistake. Unfortunately, I did make that mistake, like I said, 3 years ago. But looking back on it, man, if I could have a time machine and travel back 3 years in time, I would whoop my ass. I'd kick the shit out of myself. What are you doing, you dumb ass? And even going to the wedding, I had the thought, don't show up, just bail on her, just ditch. And I should have did it, but I didn't. But being trapped in that miserable marriage taught me a lot of things I wouldn't have known before, but I'm sure there would have been better ways of learning them than by cruel punishment and years of torment with what you could call hands-on experience, on-the-job training. So I just thought I'd shoot a quick video out today, the 20th of January, because like I say, man, 3 years ago, in 2017, I made a stupid-ass decision to get married, and my life has sucked ever since. I mean, it's getting better now because that bitch don't live in my house anymore. She ain't got her fingers in my wallet anymore. She ain't renting space in my head anymore. Now she's another man's problem. So marriage is dumb, and take it from me, a man who's been there, it's something you don't want to be a part of. Because with women, they assume that once they have access to your wealth and resources, that they will always have access to those resources regardless of how she treats you. That's what they think. And we know it's what they think because look at how they act. You commit to a woman, you get in a long-term relationship with her, move her into your house. Now you just eliminated competition anxiety, and you're going to be getting treated the worst by her, not the best, despite the fact that she's milking off of your resources. But again, women assume once they have access to your resources, they always will, regardless of how they treat you, even if they cheat on you, even if they do this or that. They assume those resources will always be there for them. So men, the simple principle is don't give them access to your resources. They just want to secure and attach themselves to your wealth, your hard work. They didn't work to build up that retirement fund. They didn't work to build up that savings account like you did. They don't work no 80 hours a week like you do. You're the man. You're the one working, and you need to use this head to protect your wealth and assets. And the number one way you protect your wealth and assets is you don't allow women access to your resources. But if you get married, there go all your wealth and resources. Now everything belongs to the woman. I thought it was supposed to be gender equality. Well, there ain't nothing equal about marriage how it's set up today. So another shout out video. Don't get married, because you will eventually come to the realization that you royally screwed your life up. And again, like I say, I'm thankful I'm out of the marriage. It only lasted 2.5 years. And what a miserable 2.5 years it was. The first year was literally hell on earth. Hell on earth. But I heard somebody say, well, if you can get through 1 year of marriage, you can get through another year. So we made it through that 1 year of marriage. And then the second year was, I would say, just a little bit better than the first year. And that's not saying much, because like I said, the first year of marriage was hell on earth. So then after we celebrate our second anniversary, and now we're working on our third year of marriage, that's when she kind of shifted and went right back to how she was during the first year. Didn't want to talk about nothing. If there was an issue, she would run out the back door and not solve nothing, stretch things out for 3 days. That was her religion, literally stretching whatever it was out for 3 days. If we had a disagreement, that'd be stretched for 3 days. If she was doing laundry, she'd stretch it for 3 days. If she was doing the dishes, she'd stretch that for 3 days. I mean, literally, that was her religion, the 3-day religion. So, I ain't missing nothing. And whoever's with her, I guess she's been through about 15 guys now, because they all see how crazy she is. And women, too, assume that when they're with you, they can automatically do better than you, and they assume that they can just go out there and pick up a guy, when it ain't quite that easy. But again, they take you for granted when they're with you, and it's always important to never get married. Because a real man doesn't need marriage. The old saying, a fish needs a bicycle in the same way a man needs a marriage. Meaning, he doesn't need it. It's completely irrelevant to him. It doesn't help him at all. The only one it helps is the woman. Because let's say a man does get married and he promises sexual exclusivity to this woman. Well, she ain't promised that to him. Because today's women, they're always single. If they're in a relationship, they're single. If they're married, they're single. And I think it's absolute crap how, let's say you go and approach a woman, and she'll say some crap like, oh, I have a boyfriend. Like that stopped you before. You cheat on boyfriends, you cheat on husbands. So they're lying to you. I mean, it's just, when you decode the female language and you know what they're doing, it really isn't that complicated. So, letting you know again, you don't want to be married, especially in this age, especially in the Western Hemisphere, and especially if you live in California. So, shout out to all the viewers out there. Like, subscribe, stay tuned for more content from your man who's free from the chains of marriage. Chad Hart signing out.